Oh, sure. Right, we're ready to go. Then Ben leaves. Oh, he's got to get his headphones probably or something. All right. Oh, he's have echo.
Crapola!
You got a toy over there. I see a toy. You have a toy next to you the whole game? What is that?
That's my lucky transformer that looks like a Packer.
That's what a Packer looks like?
Yeah.
I thought a Packer looked like Aaron Jones looks like a Packer. You got headphones, or we're gonna have an echo problem? Or that weird?
Is there an echo?
Yeah, because they're picking up my sound coming through your computer back at us.
Okay, well I'm done. Packers won! Good. See ya, everybody.
What? Jeez. I don't know what that was. Anyway, okay. We'll give you some quick rundown. He was supposed to do it. It's Ben's birthday today, by the way. He didn't even stay on to let us all wish him a happy birthday. Hopefully he comes back. I'm going to text him and tell him to come back. Come back. Birthday boy. Otherwise, I'm going to tell everybody how old he is if he doesn't come back. Okay, so Packers win. Not by as many as Nico thought they'd win by. Not by 60. Like Nico was so confident they were going to just destroy the Bears so bad. But they did win. They had some good things. They played more to their strengths tonight, and that was what we were asking them to do and wishing they would do and wish they would have done last week. And in that, Aaron Jones had a big night, and A.J. Dillon at least got a lot of touches and ran for some yards and, got plenty of attempts, and that helped out. But really, this was Aaron Jones' night. And then a couple of big plays in spots. 2 guys, a couple of key throws by Rodgers, and that's what Rodgers has to do. This is our $50 million a year quarterback should hand the ball off. That's what he should do. And then, it's coming in. So $50 million a year quarterback should hand the ball off. And then throw the ball when needed and make those throws like he did tonight. That's the way Aaron Rodgers should play. That's the way this Packers team will be the most successful on this season. So I'm glad you're back, because otherwise I was going to tell everybody how old you were today. Happy birthday! David says happy birthday.
I can't see none of that.
William says happy birthday. David says happy birthday. They're here. What do you guys think of the Packers' victory? How'd you like it? William, David, anybody else? Thoughts on it? I've got a few thoughts. I have the key thought. Luke Getsy proved he's still loyal to the Packers. Based on his 4th down and 8-inch or 4th down and 6-inch call from shotgun. Now the smart thing they did on that play was they actually had Lucas Patrick pull and lead into the hole, and Fields was supposed to follow him, so it gave him time to do that. But still, that's kind of a dumb move when you're that close to the goal line to make your quarterback stand 5 yards back, and he's gonna. I mean, dumb. But it proves Luke Getsy is still loyal to the Packers. So thank you, Luke Getsy, for not making the game interesting.
Okay, here's the scoop. I don't want to talk smack about anybody anymore.
I want to talk smack about Luke Getsy. It's dumb.
We finally won a damn game. Can we stop it already?
Come on, you didn't question that call. Come on.
I don't care.
All right. Well, I was talking about how good Aaron Jones was when you went away.
Are you still getting a weird echo or what?
No, we're good. And we went to Aaron Jones. And that's what
Aaron frickin' Jones, dude. Aaron Jones is so good. It's not even funny how good he is. Like, he's incredibly good. Not only that, nobody blocked for him.
That's
and he still like was unstoppable. Like I couldn't believe how many times like guys sucked at blocking in this game. Myers terrible. Jenkins, god awful. I mean, I know he's just coming back from his injury, but why is he out there at right tackle? He should have been playing left tackle or right guard or something.
Yeah, he was not good.
Because Royce, I thought, did better at right tackle than he did at right guard. I thought he was better last week than he was this week.
Royce is getting better at holding, so I think Bakhtiari's helping him out.
Oh, that's good.
And that's helping him be a little bit better. But the thing I want to tally on how many missed tackles or broken tackles Aaron Jones had and how many guys he had missed tonight.
This is grapple.
It's insane how many guys missed. And
from
how many
the old
yeah.
Transformers.
Okay, and that's your luck charm for.
Yeah, he's yellow. He's yellow, so he looks like a freaking Packer, man. I gotta take him out every time.
All right, fair enough.
Classic grapple from the '80s.
Legitimately, I want those numbers. So if you go back through every play, I would love to see how many guys actually Aaron Jones made miss and how many broken tackles he had and put those together. I'm guessing it's like above 30 if you put those together tonight, at least. It's insane how good he was, and most of it by himself. There was one play I told you. I think I sent you a text. Royce got his butt kicked. Myers didn't block anybody. And Jenkins lost his guy right away, or didn't block a single person, and the run was to the right, and Aaron Jones got 8 yards. Like, they ran it to the right, nobody blocked, and Aaron Jones got 8 yards. Insane.
Aaron Jones had an amazing night, and he had 9.3 yards a carry, and then the very next carry he had, Josh Myers totally whiffed, and he got creamed in the backfield, so that ruined his average because Myers sucks. But other than that, wow. Wowie, wow. Aaron Jones is the man. The one thing I think I'm getting kind of sick of, and he's one of my favorite guys, is A.J. Dillon. Every time he gets the ball, he does a cutback run.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much stops in his tracks, cuts back, and it takes him a little bit to get going again. And I wish he would just keep plowing it. Just keep going. Don't cut back. And I know the guys aren't blocking anybody, and it sucks. But Aaron Jones just made stuff happen. And he just kept going. He didn't cut back. He just kept going to the outside until he found the edge and then go. And I know it's a different type of runner and all that kind of stuff. But A.J. Dillon is not as effective when he has to stop and then go. He doesn't have Aaron Jones' ability to cut as he's moving. He runs to the side, stops, then starts going this way. And he has to build his momentum back up again. And I just don't like that. I wish they would have, like, he did it way too much tonight. Way too much. And I know the offensive line wasn't blocking great for him. But still, cut it out. Just start smacking dudes.
I mean, there were some of those plays where you got to give it a little of a chance to see if something's going to open up, and he made a cut like way before he even gave it a chance.
Yeah.
And he was cutting back into nothing where there were absolutely no guys to block. So,
yeah.
So he that's something hopefully they work with him on, talk to him about, and learn from, because Aaron Jones will do that. He's running over there, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's nothing, and then all he needs is that little sliver, and he finds it and then hits it and takes off, and that's what he can do. And he showed great. I mean, he ran hard tonight too. Like, Aaron Jones is running physical and finishing runs, and that was something I think in the broadcast they said. Roquan Smith, they were talking to him, and he mentioned that the backs are both big, but Aaron Jones runs really hard and physical, and he's a lot smaller than A.J. Dillon, but he still has power. I don't know how he does it at his size.
Well, the key thing is the one good thing of both those guys do is they usually fall forward no matter what they're doing, which, to be honest, the Bears running backs are doing that tonight too. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, we were not, I don't know what Kenny Clark, we saw the regular Kenny Clark tonight. Last week was superhero Kenny Clark. This week, regular Kenny Clark.
He was fired up someplace. He knocked LP on his ass one time. I was like, dang it, Lucas, come on, man. I know you only got one hand, but
I didn't see that one.
And then Kenny Clark was, he was doing some stuff for a while, but then they figured him out. The Bears ran the ball super effectively. I mean, let's look at the stats real quick, because at one point I texted and I was like, neither of these teams should throw the ball anymore. They should only, both teams should just run the ball, because passing, like Justin Fields, oh my God, he was 7 of 11 for 70 yards, 0 touchdowns and a pick. He couldn't escape pressure. One-on-ones with Preston Smith, and he couldn't evade him. And I was like, I thought you were supposed to be this crazy athlete, scary. Yet they had David Montgomery with 15 carries for 122 yards, 8.1 a carry. Herbert only got 4 carries. He had a 9.5 yard average for 38 yards. So their running backs were super effective. And same thing, for the Packers. Well, Dillon had a lower average, but still. Aaron Jones, 15 carries, 132 yards, 8.8 yard average. And A.J. Dillon got 18 carries, 61 yards. Aaron Rodgers had 5 carries for 10 yards. And he had a couple of flip forwards for, some big pass gains and stuff. That was part of his completion percentage where he did. I wonder what Aaron Rodgers' air yards were before that Sammy Watkins completion late in the game. I think they were about 2.1 per pass or something. But anyway, he's 19 out of 25, 234 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions in the game. Sammy Watkins did have the big play and had a couple of in-cutting routes early. 3 catches, 93 yards. Aaron Jones had 3 catches, 38 yards, and the 1 touchdown. Randall Cobb, 3 catches, 37 yards. Kind of all key plays for Randall Cobb, too. I think those were all third downs.
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs, 2 catches, 27 yards. Lazard, 2 for 13 and had the 1 score. Tunyon had only 2 catches for 11 yards. I don't know why we couldn't use Robert Tunyon tonight, but that's fine. Christian Watson had 3 catches for 9 yards, the deep threat guy. And
yeah, but those were all stupid running. They were dumb.
They were the little flips.
And both of Dobbs' catches were screen passes.
Right, and AJ Dillon had 1 catch for 6 yards. Who's the? Oh no, he's not technically the leading tackler, but he's the leading solo tackler tonight. Darnell Savage, 6 solo tackles, 0 assisted tackles, no sacks, no picks. Preston Smith had an active night. He had 7 tackles total.
I'll say Preston Smith did a good job of just not biting on play action and holding his fort. And there's a couple plays where he was a difference. That one weird play where I don't know what was going on, and it was third down, and Fields, I don't know what he was doing, but somehow he ran to the outside, and Preston kept his spot. And then later on in the game, Preston didn't bite on the play action play, and Fields turned around, and Preston was there, and he just he pulled the Kirk Cousins. Fields just pulled the Kirk Cousins, fell down, and then Preston got a sack. Hey, we'll take it. But yeah, I mean that was good. Preston did a good job. Like, that's being smart, as opposed to last week where we showed you the play where all the guys were trying to they're all doing the Zedarius, beat the guy in front of me and get to the quarterback. Okay, well you leave a bunch of holes for everybody to go. Well, Preston didn't do that today. Preston was smart, and he got 2 sacks because of it.
Yep, 7 tackles total, 2 of them sacks. Dean Lowry, he didn't play a ton of snaps. He had 5 tackles in the game, so he was active.
He was the only guy on the defensive line that did pretty good against the run, I thought.
Yeah, Jaron Reed had a couple of spots where he was doing pretty good, not getting tackles, but he was holding up pretty good against, holding the line. But look, I will say this: the Bears are transforming as a team. They talked about too how many guys they cut, big money guys, $63 million they're paying to guys that they cut from the team this year.
Yeah,
they're 100
or traded.
Oh yeah, or traded, and they're $100 million lower salary than the Packers are this season, and so they're overhauling the team, and we used to play the Bears, and their offensive linemen were like marshmallows. Like, you could just beat them up, and they didn't have much resistance. This offensive line is playing tougher, harder, and that's coaching staff. Eberflus, that's his mentality. Of course, they brought in some guys like Lucas, and he's the guy that's how he plays, and he's one of the leaders of that group. So, you got to give them credit. Those guys are playing differently than they have in years past, and so that's where a start to transforming and rebuilding can be. But they're certainly not there. I mean, they were outmatched tonight. One nice thing, we answered Raider Rick's question in the game was answered about, what are they going to do to kind of contain Fields a little bit. They had Walker spy him quite a bit. Walker saved that touchdown.
Yeah.
That ended up being into the 4th down dummy call. Because he's fast. If he wasn't that fast, that's a touchdown by Justin Fields, So his speed showed up again tonight.
To be honest, what my question is what's happened to Devondre Campbell? I mean, it seems like he's getting washed out on plays.
He got blocked a lot.
He's not reading things right. He over pursued on a couple runs, and then the cutback was there, or not even the cutback. Like, he went too far on a gap where there was already 2 Packers there. Like, he didn't. I don't know. And he's not making. How many tackles did he have in this game?
Not many. Let me go back. And
well, you were looking at the stats.
I went to team stats there. Devondre Campbell, he had 4 tackles.
Four tackles.
Inside linebacker that's on the field all the time. 4 tackles.
Who got a big contract in the offseason? I mean, Quay Walker is. David's saying he was the Bears always had a blocker on him, and they did a lot. But there's a lot of there's a couple missed tackles by Campbell too in the running game. Like, he was just right there. Like, it didn't wrap him up. Like, he grabbed him, his arm was on him, went right through him. That's got to get fixed.
I got a little excited for my guy on that one stretch, Lucas, because he had back-to-back running plays where he had great peel-off blocks or just awareness things. And both those times he blocked Campbell. Like, Campbell could have made the play, and he shielded him off, and Campbell didn't get there. So he's got, for the amount of money he's got, he's a team captain. Like, Come on, man. You got to show up and be the man. Let's go.
He's kind of disappeared this year, if you ask me. And
yeah. Let's do team stats here. So this was a dominant performance when you look at the team stats and you look at the offense. 228 yards for the Bears compared to 414 for the Packers. Passing yards was only 48 for the Bears to 211 for the Packers. Rushing yards 180 to 203. 180 for the Bears, 203 for the Packers, which again is why I said neither of these teams should have thrown the ball. Just keep handing it off. At least give them credit that they ran the ball that much tonight compared to a team like, the Colts, who gave Jonathan Taylor 9 carries today. Like, dumb. What? I don't understand it. NFL offensive coaches, I don't get it. Like, you got to run. Running the ball still works really well in this league, and teams are just refusing to do it sometimes, even when they're being very efficient at it. Like, have 6 yards per carry. It's crazy to me.
The other thing that's really weird is a lot of teams' defenses, they're just playing 2 safeties back, and they're like, go ahead and run it. We don't give a crap.
Yeah.
And teams, like even the Packers, like they got inside the 30 on the first drive, remember? And then all of a sudden it was like a offside, whatever it was. They got a penalty, a sack, and next thing you know, they didn't move the ball at all, and they're kicking a field goal. And it's like, why did we stop doing what we were doing? And then after that, in the first half, it was Aaron Jones, Dylan, Aaron Jones, Aaron Jones, Dylan, Aaron Jones. And we scored 24 points. And even the Lazard touchdown was because of Aaron Jones. It was a play action where Lazard looked like he was going to block, and then he just went, I'm not blocking, and then.
And that's where the big pass plays came tonight too. Were off of play action. So
one of Sammy Watkins.
Again, it made Aaron Rodgers' life easier. That's what Aaron Rodgers needs to accept is like, dude, run the ball. Make the good throw, Aaron Rodgers, off of play action, so those turn into efficient, good plays. But that's the way we got to play to win. Just to finish up real quick, and then I'll let Ben take over for his next thought. But third down efficiency for the Bears, they're only 1 out of 7 tonight. 0 for 1 on fourth down efficiency. The one was just Luke Getsy being loyal to the pack. Third down efficiency for Green Bay was 5 and 9. Total plays, only 41 total plays for the Bears. Yikes. Packers had 66 total plays. Each team had 3 sacks allowed. Packers had 2 punts. Bears had 4 punts. 7 penalties, some costly ones that extended drives on the Bears for 50 yards. Packers only had 3 for 25. And time of possession was dominated by the Packers, 37 minutes, 15 seconds to 22:45 for the Bears. So that equals a pretty convincing win. Not the 60-pointer that Nick had predicted, but 27-10 Packers win. Both teams are 1-1 and 1-1 in the division. So,
hey, happy, a good game. I thought, the running game was awesome, mostly because Aaron Jones break tackles. We talked about that already, and why he only got 8 touches last week, we'll never freaking know. But obviously now, LaFleur and the team will be like, hey, I'm thinking Aaron Jones. Maybe, I don't know. Aaron Jones? Yeah, let's do some Aaron Jones. I mean, he's that good. And all we need is for LaFleur and Rodgers to just be like, you know what? I know you want to be the MVP again, but if we want to win, we got to do what we did in 19 and give the ball to the best playmaker we have. That's 33. So
yeah.
And then when you do that, it just opens up everything for everybody else.
Right.
I mean, come on.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers was efficient tonight, right? And he could. This is the way I want him to play. This is the way he should play. It's like 25 attempts out of 66 plays. You complete 19 of them. Great. Make some easy throws. Make some throws down the field off of play action where you got a little extra time to set up, and then make a couple of those Aaron Rodgers plays when you have to. Right? He
did a pretty good job. Like there were times tonight where he felt the pocket was going to be bad news, and he got out of there and made a play or whatever. I mean, his pass to Watkins, that big deep one, he was a little underthrew him. If he would have threw him broadly in stride, that might have been a touchdown. Because I'll say this about Sammy Watkins: once he got past that corner, he did turn on the Jets, and he got some separation, and I was like, whoa, Sammy Watkins does maybe have some speed left. That was pretty sweet. And Randall Cobb had some big time catches. I don't know, it was some good stuff, and if we could just integrate those rookie receivers a little bit better, I mean,
yeah, it'd be nice to get them involved a little bit, but in different ways than just those screens or little motion plays.
Dobbs did a great job, though.
He did.
Of moving, a little bit here, a little bit there, just to kind of make way to move forward and get the first, get close to the first down there. And when they were backed up after they got the penalty and then the big sack, and then, Dobbs got him like 20 yards back, and next thing you know, they were pretty close to getting the first down. And it was mostly him just kind of moving here and there and doing a little wiggle, and it was good. So that wasn't a bad play. It's way better than Robert Tonyan getting a screen pass over there.
No, I think Dobbs is pretty good at navigating the field, the open field with the ball. He looks pretty solid at it. He's not going to turn on the boosters and destroy you, but he's pretty good at navigating his way. One thing I was going to say, Sammy Watkins, I think, has come a long way since his couch. Since he said he was just laying around on the couch when he got the call from his agent. So, yeah, I mean, if he can turn out to be a reliable guy that gets open, hey, not much better, I mean, and he showed a lot of different looks. He had some in-cutting routes. He had the big one kind of across the middle where he just broke away from that young corner. So that would be really helpful to the offense. And I thought he blocked hard tonight, too.
All those guys did.
Yeah.
The receivers did. They were blocking better than the offensive linemen were. I mean, honestly, it was pretty weird. But even Randall Cobb, that one of the big plays by Aaron Jones, Cobb was out there blocking and did a great job. So, this was a really good team win. It wasn't perfect. I mean, Rodgers had that terrible pass to A.J. Dillon where it was just god awful. Like, he was wide open and just threw it too low. There was another one later where he threw it too low to Sammy Watkins. I mean, it's just, he was off a couple times on his passes. So I think the fact that LaFleur did those easy little shuffle here, I'm going to throw it 1 inch, and then it's really a run. Those with Aaron Jones and with Christian Watson got him a couple yards here and there and made his pass percentage look really great, but it wasn't like that great a passing day for him. I mean, he only had a couple of really good passes in the game, but it was enough to keep us in the game. It would have been nice to not see the mistakes. We played that. I was thinking. I sent you the text where we played the sound about how he hates all the motion and Aaron Rodgers hates the motion, and then of course we have a play with motion that the ball bounces off Christian Watson because he's running right through there when Myers hikes it, and then it bounces off him. We almost lost the ball. So that's a good reason to hate the motion, Aaron Rodgers. I'll give you that. The rest of it, I don't mind the motion, but yeah, I could see you getting mad about that one. And then the weird exchange with A.J. Dillon, I don't know what that was.
Well, it looked like
you can't blame. They better not give A.J. Dillon a fumble on that.
I'm sure they did, but the quarterback should not be running in front of the running back before the handoff. So that was on Rodgers. He went the wrong direction, off of the center. He turned the wrong way, and he literally ran right in front of Dillon, and then had to cross in front of him, and then try to sneak the ball, and that just threw off the timing. And I'm sure the fumble goes to Dillon, but that would be my guess.
Well, that hurts my fantasy football team. Dang it! Fantasy football team was hurt because I had to I couldn't keep Aaron Jones, who I would have got him for a 5th round pick, but we had to add 2 more players. Rick and Mom.
This league. Quarterbacks get the benefits, running backs get jobbed. So that's the way it works. Hey, let's
whatever.
talk about the defense. The Bears look great coming out. Had a big drive, touchdown drive right away. 71 yards, 10 plays, scored in under 4 minutes. And then Rasul Douglas said, enough of this crap. And the very next possession, he makes 2 tackles in a row on 2nd and 3rd down, kills the drive. It's a 3 and out, and the defense, the rest of the guys woke up. And that was the key. You want to talk about we talked about leadership. We talked about where they had to come from, where the juice comes from, vocal leaders, example leaders. He was the guy tonight to get him going.
Also, Rashawn Gary had that crazy move where he did the inside move and, tackled the guy in the backfield. And those were all the first half that really stopped the Bears' momentum. And those are the 2 guys that we talked about, or you talked about. When we went to the practice, this summer that it was Rasul and Gary who were the leaders, who were the emotional guys who got everybody fired up and ready to go. And yeah, they're not named captains, but they pretty much are the captains. Like, they're the guys that have to get guys going. Because even on offense, Mercedes Lewis and Aaron Rodgers and even Aaron Jones, he's an awesome guy, but he's not like a pump you up guy. He's like a, hey, I'm an awesome dude and you're an awesome guy and we're gonna work together. Yes, sir. You know, that's Aaron Jones. He's just a nice guy. But sometimes you need a guy like Rasul Douglas who's just like, wow, that's right, and gets all fired up, and you know, and that's.
And the guy who tackles guys. That's nice.
Well, he's good at tackling. He's a lot better than. There's a lot of missed tackles today too.
I think he's better. I think he might be the best tackler of the secondary guys.
Oh, he is
better than the safeties too, and better.
He's way better than safeties because he attacks. He attacks when the ball's in the air. He does it all the time. Yeah. Well, just watch him. And you know who else did that today? Eric Stokes did a good job today on a play where it was in front of him and he attacked when the ball was in the air and he stopped it.
We said that.
So,
Eric Stokes, when it's in front of him, he can play it well. It's when he has to turn his back is kind of the challenge, or if guys change direction. But if there's a play in front, that's why if Stokes is in the game, I want to see him in soft coverage almost all the time. Because I want him to be able to see it in front of him. Because when he sees it in front of him, he's fast, right? So he can attack and do stuff. So play to his strengths again. Like, I don't know what your defensive calls are, Joe Barry, but you can have one guy like Jair play up tight on one side, and you can have the guy on the opposite side play soft. That's fine. Let them do what they're best at.
The other thing that was nice is we saw a lot more man coverage today. A lot more in the face, beat up the guy, you know, not let things happen. You know, and then the Bears took that one deep shot, and Stokes did a good job of staying on top of Mooney, even though he got turned around a little bit. But he still beat him to where the ball was thrown. The ball was overthrown, but he was right on his hip. Like, if that ball would have been caught, it would have been tackled right away, or it probably would have been, you know, I don't know. He read the play, and he stuck with the guy, even though he got turned around. And that's something Stokes, because of his speed, is able to do.
Yep.
So. I thought Stokes had a much better game. Jair missed a lot of tackles. He missed like 2 or 3 tackles tonight. He also got beat by EQ on a freaking comeback route. Come on, dude. EQ. If he would have had that pick at the end, it would have been a pretty sorry game for him. So he has the pick, so that's all everybody's going to remember. They're going to say he had a great game, but he did not have a great game.
No.
He had an okay game. I don't even know if it was okay because he missed so many tackles. But, yeah. I mean, the total... It wasn't perfect, but you're playing a team that is talent deficient, and we had the best guy in the field, and his name was Aaron Jones. So what are you going to do? You can't stop that. You can't stop the guy who's the best guy. The Walter Payton Man of the Year should have been last year. Actually, he should be Walter Payton Man of the Year every year because he is just that awesome.
He is a great dude. I mean, but this is the other thing when we talked about the amount of plays in the game. You know, 60 some to 40, only 41 for the Bears was there were a lot of 3 and outs. Now, I know the Bears aren't great offensively, and they did some dumb calls when they were trying to pass when they should have just kept running the ball. Late in the second half when they were just like, hey, we're just going to run it because we suck at passing, then they were able to get some first downs and sustain some drives. But there were quite a few 3 and outs, and that helps, like you said, with play count. You know, holds down the play count on the other team, keeps your guys fresh, and as well, you know, you're getting off the field and you're getting the offense back on the field. So if you want to run the ball, you can control the game. And so this game tonight was completely controlled by the Packers. Once they got a little bit of a lead, they completely controlled the game. You know, the Bears had a little threat in the fourth quarter, but really it didn't ever feel like they weren't in control.
Yeah.
So all in all, a good win. Now Tampa Bay is another story. If you watch them play today, whoo boy, that defense is fast, scary. Both those teams in that game, New Orleans and them, fast, physical, play hard, attack. Everybody, you know, they attack from the secondary level. They had the linebackers attack. Guys up front are physical, so that's going to be a whole nother animal to tackle next week. But we got through this week, and we got to win, so that's the most important part.
Sounds good.
Hey, who's this? Viking Jerome says Packers and Bears suck. Aw, come on. We'll see how well your Vikings do tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night you get playing the Eagles.
We'll see.
We'll see if the Vikings can,
Are the Vikings going to stop the run in that game? That's probably the big question, right?
Well, are the Eagles going to be dumb and leave Justin Jefferson wide open all game? I don't think so. We'll see how good the Vikings do when they got actually guys covering them. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, well, 27-10, Packers win. That's it for us tonight. We're going to do game reviews now on Wednesday nights because the Tuesday was not working out time-wise. So we'll do our game reviews where we do some Ben play breakdowns with Balaz back, enjoying those.
Yes, Balaz!
He's back. He enjoys those, so we're going to do those. The Ben puts a lot of time and effort into that. And we can show you what happened in the game, take a closer peek. And then we're going to do our regular Friday radio show that will also be streamed on here 7 to 8 p.m. So that's what to expect from us. Post-game most of the time, initial reactions, game breakdowns Wednesday nights, and then our Friday 7 to 8 p.m. radio show that's also on here. So be good, stay good. We'll see if the Vikings win. I don't know about that, Jerome. I don't think that's going to be the case tomorrow night, but the Vikings might win. You got a good team. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, Packers are 1-1, baby. Evened up in the division and evened up on the stat sheet. We'll catch you guys soon, Wednesday night probably, hopefully, for more play breakdowns and Packer talk. Tell me why,